Picture this. You're standing at a checkout counter. The cashier smiles. You reach for your wallet, pull out that slim piece of plastic, swipe. Approved. 30 seconds. That's all it took. But what you don't see is what just happened in the shadows. A clock started ticking. Interest began calculating. A trap was set. And here's the terrifying part. Most people have no idea they've just walked into it. Credit cards are supposed to give us freedom, convenience, power. But for millions of Americans and Brits, they've become financial handcuffs, silent killers of wealth, dream destroyers. Today, we're exposing the biggest credit card mistakes that ordinary people make every single day. Mistakes that cost them thousands. Mistakes that keep them trapped in cycles of debt for years, sometimes decades. And more importantly, we're showing you exactly how to avoid them. Because once you see these traps, you can never unsee them. Let's begin.
Sarah is 28 years old. She works in marketing, makes decent money, lives in a nice apartment. She's not reckless, she's not foolish. But Sarah has $6,000 in credit card debt. How did this happen? It started small. A dinner here, new shoes there, a weekend trip she couldn't quite afford but charged anyway. Each purchase felt manageable. Each swipe felt harmless. Sarah isn't alone. The average American with credit card debt carries over $6,000 in balances. In the UK, it's roughly £3,000. These aren't numbers on a screen. These are real people, real families, real stress. And here's what makes it worse. Most of them are making the same critical mistakes. Mistakes that compound, mistakes that multiply, mistakes that turn a small balance into a financial prison.
Let's go back to Sarah. Every month, her credit card statement arrives. Total balance, $6,000. Minimum payment due, $120. She pays it, feels responsible, moves on with her life. But here's what Sarah doesn't realize. At an 18% interest rate, paying only the minimum means she'll be in debt for over 17 years, and she won't pay $6,000. She'll pay over $11,000, nearly double. That extra $5,000, that's interest. That's the cost of the mistake. Think about what $5,000 could do. A dream vacation, a down payment on a car, an emergency fund that actually covers emergencies. Gone. This is the minimum payment trap, and it's designed to keep you paying forever. Credit card companies love minimum payments. They're not trying to help you get out of debt. They're trying to maximize how long you stay in it. Here's something fascinating. Studies show that people spend up to 100% more when they use credit cards versus cash. Double. Why? Because credit cards remove the pain of payment. When you hand over physical money, your brain registers loss. You feel it. But when you swipe a card, there's no psychological sting, just a signature, just a tap. This disconnect is dangerous. Michael is 35, works in tech, makes good money, but somehow, at the end of every month, he's shocked by his credit card bill. I didn't think I spent that much, he tells himself. But he did. Because every small purchase felt painless. $5 here, $20 there. They add up, fast. This is mistake number 2, treating your credit card like free money. It's not free. Every swipe is a loan. Every purchase comes with potential interest. Every balance carried forward is wealth transferred from your future self to the bank. Now let's talk about rewards. Credit card companies spend billions marketing their rewards programs. Cash back, travel points, exclusive perks. And people fall for it. Emma loves her rewards card. She gets 2% cash back on everything. She feels smart, strategic, like she's gaming the system. But here's the brutal truth. Emma carries a balance of $4,000 at 19% interest. She pays about $63 in interest every month. That's $760 a year. Her rewards? About $300 annually. She's paying $760 to earn $300. This is mistake number 3, chasing rewards while carrying debt. The math is simple. If you pay interest, credit cards cost you money. The bank isn't giving you free cash. They're giving you a tiny percentage back of money you're already overpaying them. Rewards cards are incredible tools, but only if you pay in full every single month, without exception. Otherwise, you're just paying extra for the privilege of owing them money.
Here's where it gets technical, but stay with me. This could save you thousands. Most people don't understand the difference between statement balance and minimum payment. Your statement balance is the total you owe. Your minimum payment is the smallest amount you can pay without penalty. Pay the minimum, interest charges apply to everything else. Pay the statement balance, zero interest, ever. James has been using credit cards for 10 years. He's never missed a payment. He considers himself financially responsible. But James has always paid just above the minimum, maybe $200 on a $1,500 balance. He thought he was being smart, keeping some money in savings, maintaining flexibility. What he didn't realize, he's paid over $8,000 in interest over the years, money that could have grown in investments, money that could have changed his life. This is mistake number 4, not understanding how interest actually works. Interest doesn't just add a little bit to your bill. It multiplies, it compounds, it turns small debts into big ones, big debts into massive ones. The rule is simple. If you can't pay the full statement balance, you probably shouldn't be making the purchase. Here's something most people never learn. Your credit utilization ratio affects your credit score, big time. Credit utilization means how much of your available credit you're using. If you have a $10,000 limit and carry $5,000 in balance, you're at 50% utilization. Anything above 30% hurts your score. Rachel has 2 credit cards, total limit $8,000. She keeps about $6,000 in balances spread across both cards, 75% utilization. Her credit score is suffering. She doesn't understand why. She pays on time, never misses a payment. But the system sees high utilization as risk, as someone living beyond their means, as someone who might default. Lower credit score means higher interest rates on everything: car loans, mortgages, even insurance premiums. This is mistake number 5, maxing out cards and killing your credit score. The solution? Keep utilization below 30%. Better yet, below 10%. Best of all, pay in full every month and watch your score climb. Balance transfer cards promise salvation. 0% interest for 18 months. Transfer your debt. Pay it off without interest piling on. Sounds perfect. David transferred $8,000 to a 0% card. Felt brilliant, like he'd beaten the system. But David didn't read the fine print. There was a 3% transfer fee, $240 immediately added to his debt. And when those 18 months ended, he still had $5,000 left. The interest rate jumped to 23%, higher than his original card. This is mistake number 6, misusing balance transfers. Balance transfers can be powerful tools, but only if you have a real plan to pay off the debt during the promotional period, only if you factor in fees, only if you don't keep using the old card and rack up more debt. Most people fail at all 3. Here's a dangerous pattern. Someone gets their first credit card, uses it, gets close to the limit, feels stressed. Solution? Get another card, transfer some balance, breathe easier. Then that card fills up, so they get a third, then a fourth.
Suddenly, they're juggling multiple payments, multiple interest rates, multiple due dates. This is mistake number 7, opening multiple cards without strategy. More cards don't solve debt problems, they multiply them. They create complexity. They make it easier to lose track, easier to miss payments, easier to drown. Lisa has 7 credit cards, combined debt $18,000. She can barely remember which payment is due when. She's missed deadlines, paid late fees, watched interest rates spike. She got more cards trying to solve a spending problem, but the problem wasn't the limit, it was the behavior. This is the nuclear option, the last resort, the thing you should almost never do. Cash advances let you withdraw money from your credit card at an ATM. They also come with brutal terms. Typical credit card interest, 15 to 25% annually on purchases. Cash advance interest, 25 to 30%, sometimes higher. And it starts immediately, no grace period. Plus fees, usually 5% of the amount withdrawn or $10 minimum. Tom needed $500 urgently, withdrew it from his credit card. That $500 cost him $25 instantly in fees, plus interest started accumulating immediately at 27%. 1 month later, that $500 withdrawal had cost him $36 in interest and fees. This is mistake number 8, using cash advances for emergencies. If you need cash that badly, a credit card cash advance should be your absolute last option. Personal loans have better rates. Even asking family might be smarter. Cash advances are financial poison. So, what do we do? How do we escape these traps? How do we use credit cards like tools instead of becoming their victims? The answer is simpler than you think, but it requires discipline. Rule 1, pay your statement balance in full, every month, no exceptions. If you can't afford to pay it off, you can't afford the purchase. Rule 2, treat your credit card like cash. Every swipe is real money leaving your account, just delayed. Rule 3, ignore rewards unless you're already following Rules 1 and 2. Cash back means nothing if you're paying interest. Rule 4, keep your utilization low. Never max out your cards. Aim for under 30%. Under 10 is better. Rule 5, if you're in debt, stop using the cards. Put them away. Focus on paying down balances before making new charges. Rule 6, understand what you're signing up for. Read the terms. Know your interest rate. Know your fees. Know when payments are due. These aren't complicated strategies. They're not secret hacks. They're basic financial hygiene. But most people don't follow them. Most people let credit cards control them instead of the other way around. Sarah, the woman we met at the beginning, made changes. She stopped paying minimums, started paying full balances, cut up 2 of her 3 cards, focused on the debt. 18 months later, she was debt-free for the first time in 5 years. She didn't win the lottery, didn't get a massive raise. She just stopped making the mistakes. Credit cards aren't evil. They're tools, incredibly powerful tools when used correctly. They build credit, offer protection, provide convenience. But like any tool, they can hurt you if mishandled. The banks are counting on you making mistakes. They profit from confusion. They thrive on minimum payments and carried balances. Don't give them the satisfaction. Understand the game, play it smart, and never forget, the person holding the card has all the power, as long as they know how to use it.